Look at the speed with which Carlsen is moving. Every piece becoming more and more active. The rook coming into h3. It can drive into c3. And suddenly there are all these forks that Pragg has to keep in mind. He's got 6 seconds. And a6, a very panicky reaction as he gives up a pawn.
Yeah, it is a panicky reaction because knight a5 can be met by rook c3. Also, bishop a4 can be met by rook c3, knight g5. All this combination of forces seem too much to handle.
Knight g5 might be crushing because if white takes on e5, black's king just moves up to e6, forces the knight out of e5, and then knight f3 will fork the rook and the king. And Magnus doesn't see it. He plays rook c3, but knight g5 now is even stronger. And he plays it. And this is almost over.
This is over, yes, because knight takes c6 can be met by rook takes c6, bishop c6, knight f3 fork. Pragg in a lot of trouble.
Knight f3, the knights are running amok. White's counterplay on the queen side has not amounted to anything. And Carlsen has left himself with 3 whole minutes on the clock to figure out the last couple of touches here. Black is completely winning here, but Pragg will continue to fight until the last drop of blood. He tries to get the rooks off the board, but Carlsen can play rook a3, and there's got to be some sort of a checkmating mechanism here. Knight h3 and rook a3 wins the game. It wins a piece.
Exactly. And Magnus pauses because he knows exactly that, yes, this is it. Let me just be precise. And yes, on the board, knight g5 to h3 check. No matter where white is going, king f1 or king h1 will have the same problem that rook a3 will follow with a double attack on the bishop and rook a1 checkmate. The knights, just monster knights.
And it took Carlsen so much time and so much finesse to get those knights to where they are. It took a lot of turnarounds and the initiative changed hands. But Carlsen laughs last, and he will laugh longest in this first game. He will just move his king to f6, getting away from the checks. And the threat of rook a1 checkmate and rook takes a4 forces Pragg to resign the first game. And you can see there a dejected Pragg will not have a lot of time to marinate on this game because he has a task in front of him, and that is to win the next game with the black pieces, Peter.
Yeah, it's a mammoth task. We have to give credit for Magnus sensationally sensing the moment, and that king march with king f8, king e7 prepared his activation of his rook, and once the rook activated itself, then the knights were jumping. What a big victory for Magnus Carlsen.
There's a